Hi, it's Chris Croft here from successfultrainers.com, helping people to start out in the world of freelance management training. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, do I need to have a limited company? And I think the answer is eventually probably yes. But if you're not employing people and you don't want to go down the road of employing people, believe me, if you're not going to employ people, you don't have to have a limited company. And you'll find that the type of people who hire you don't really care whether you're Chris Croft Training or whether you're Chris Croft Training Limited. It doesn't make a lot of difference. It looks slightly better if you're a limited company, but it's not going to lose you work if you're not a limited company. So definitely I would start out as a sole trader or a partnership. There's not really much difference between those two things. And you can have any name you like. You don't have to worry about whether it's registered. When you get to limited companies, you want to make sure that nobody else has got the same name, of course. You've got to check with Companies House. Now, all of this stuff is UK information. So for America, it's slightly different, but not hugely different. So start out as a sole trader, or you might have a partnership, perhaps with your partner. And then you can change to a limited company later. The way that you pay tax is completely different with these two methods, because with a limited company, you're talking about corporation tax when the money comes into the company. And then when you get the money out of the company into your own bank account, you have to pay tax on the dividends. And then you've got income tax as well. So it's all pretty complicated. Whereas if you're a sole trader, it's just income tax. But what's happened over the years is that all the loopholes have been gradually closed, to the point where you pay the same tax for all of these options. So it's no longer fantastic to be a limited company. You pay pretty much exactly the same tax, whichever way you go. The limited company does give you a few more options. You're claiming the same expenses because those are genuine costs either way. There's no difference there. You can be VAT registered with either. There's no difference there. But the one difference is that you can leave the money in the company and take it out later. So if you've had a good year, you might not want to take all the money out and pay loads of tax. You might want to take it out later when perhaps you've retired and you're earning very little money. So then you won't be in such a high tax bracket. So there are a few options with leaving the money in the company. And really, you need to get an accountant to talk to you about that. But what you need to know is when you first start out, in the short term, it doesn't really matter. And it's never too late to go to a limited company. So a few years ago, I changed from Chris Croft Training to Chris Croft Training Limited. My customers didn't even notice or care. But what it did mean was that I then could have some of the benefits of a limited company. And without going into lots of detail, it can actually work out really well tax-wise when you change from a sole trader or a partnership to a limited company. So it's not too late to change. And in fact, it's good to change a bit later in your career and not to start immediately as a limited company. So that's what I would recommend. Just wade in, just get started as a sole trader. And then later on, you can worry about getting a limited company. Now, if you want to know more about all this sort of stuff and all the other things that we look at on the Successful Trainers program, contact me, successfultrainers.com, and I can help you to get started.